Dear students, the second lab in hemopoietic and lymphoid module is the lymphoid system. The lymphoid system consists of capsulated lymphoid tissue and encapsulated or called diffused lymphoid tissue. The capsulated lymphoid tissue means that the organ surrounded by a capsule, as in bone marrow, thymus, spleen, tonsil, and lymph nodes. The capsulated lymphoid tissue divided into a primary lymphoid tissue اللي هي البون marrow and thymus, and spleen and tonsil and lymph nodes are the secondary lymphoid tissue. I mean the capsulated lymphoid tissue divided to primary in bone marrow and thymus and secondary as in spleen, tonsil, and lymph nodes. While the encapsulated or diffused lymphoid tissue, diffuse يعني منتشرة أو مطشرة، وين مطشرة؟ بالgastrointestinal and respiratory systems. The diffuse lymphoid tissue represented by the lymphatic nodule. Lymphatic nodule. This lymphatic nodule is located in mucosa of gastrointestinal and respiratory system. In mucosa of gastrointestinal and respiratory. Diffuse lymphoid tissue is collectively called mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. يعني lymphatic nodule located in mucosa associated lymphoid tissue of mucosa of respiratory or gastrointestinal system. This is the lymphatic vessel distribution of lymphoid system. This is the lymphatic capillary as in blood, lymphatic vessel and lymphatic capillary that collect the interstitial fluid or lymph and back to the circulation, blood circulation. This lymphatic vessels and with lymphatic capillaries. The lymphatic tissue and organs, as I mentioned, that is the primary structure and secondary structures. The primary structure represented by a thymus and bone marrow. Bone marrow that is located inside the bone in a bone marrow cavity. While the secondary structure represented as in tonsils, we have three types of tonsils. Spleen, capsulated طبعا, capsulated tonsil. Spleen, capsulated organ. And lymph node, as in cervical according to their position, axillary, inguinal, and so on. Lymph nodes. While the lymphatic nodule that distributed in gastrointestinal and respiratory, this is the lymphatic nodule, represent the secondary structure. Lymphatic nodule is located in mucosa of appendix, ileum, in digestive, and in trachea, in respiratory system. This is the basic structure of secondary lymphatic structure. This is represent called lymphatic nodule. This is the lymphatic nodule. Consists of two main parts, the outer or surrounding layer called marginal zone, bolded or darkly stain more than the germinal center, according to the density of lymphocyte, mostly B lymphocyte. No, الليمفوسايت أكثر من هنا، فاعتيادي تكون هذه more bolded, more dark than the center. This is the lymphatic nodule. That is the basic structure in secondary, located in spleen, in lymph node, and diffused in malt as in respiratory or digestive system. This is the thymus. وين قلنا ترجع هذه الثايمس؟ To the primary structures. Primary structure. This is the thymus bilobed in the mediastinum. Function مالتها هو production of and differentiated of T lymphocytes. This is the histological feature or histological section of thymus. This is in adult تكون inactive while it is active in child. Capsulated, as we mentioned, thymus هي capsulated, vascularized capsulated يعني البلد vessel موجودة in capsule. This capsule is a dense connective tissue. Send a process or a septa inside the thymus. Incomplete septa that divided it to lobule. Lobule. This is the lobule. This is the second lobule. This is the third, and so on. Each lobule consists mainly of two layers. The outer layers more darkly or more bolded basophilic cortex surrounded the medullae. More light stain medullae. هنا ماكو lymphatic nodule. Therefore, it is a primary structure. ماكو lymphatic nodule. الليمفاتيك nodule موجودة بالسكندري structure only. الثايمس والبون مارو اثنينها ما بيها lymphatic nodule because they are primary. Why it is a primary? Because in this organ the lymphocyte is educated. The main histological feature in thymus, there is a hustle corpuscle. Hustle corpuscle this is a hustle corpuscle located in the medullae of thymus. It is considered the main histological feature in thymus. Corpuscle or thymic hustle or thymic corpuscle located in the medullae. In between or in the medullae there is two main parts. Cord اللي هي represented by the arrangement of lymphocytes and other cell of lymphatic organ. This is the cord of lymphocytes called thymic or medullary cord. In between there is a space called thymic sinuses or medullary sinuses. I mean, in medullae there is two main parts: cord, medullary cord, and medullary sinuses. Medullary cords consist of cells in between the medullary or wrapped the medullary sinuses. And presence of the main histological feature of thymus, which is the hustle corpuscle. concentric arrangement of endothelial cell. This is the main histological feature of thymus اللي هي الهسل corpuscle. نجي to other organ اللي هي tonsils. We have 3 types of tonsils. The pharyngeal located posterior wall in the posterior wall of nasopharyngeal. Therefore, their lining epithelium is pseudostratified columnar epithelial tissue. Why? Because the nose and respiratory passages lining by the pseudostratified columnar. وهي من ضمنها التونسل، فلهذا هم اللايننج epithelium مالته as in respiratory epithelium واللي هو pseudostratified columnar epithelial tissue. While the other 2 tonsil اللي هي الpalatine tonsil and lingual tonsil located in the digestive part of digestive tract. Therefore, the lining epithelium of them is stratified squamous epithelium non-keratinized. Stratified squamous epithelium non-keratinized. This is the histological feature of tonsil. This is the lining epithelium. This is the lining epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium non-keratinized. And the parenchyma of tonsil is represented by a lymphatic nodule. This is an aggregation of lymphatic nodule. This is the lymphatic nodule. Why? Because the tonsil من ضمن السكندري، وقلنا السكندري represented by lymphatic nodule. هنا صاير aggregation of lymphatic nodule، والتونسل قلنا هي ضمن السكندري، إذا الليمفاتيك نوديول موجودة هنا. مثل ما نعرف الليمفاتيك نوديول marginal zone dark in stain surround the germinal center light in stain. The main histological feature of tonsil is a crypt. This is the crypt. This is the other crypt. Invagination of lining epithelium to inside the tonsil. This is the invagination of lining epithelium into parenchyma of tonsil. The crypt is the main histological feature of tonsil. Crypt is the main histological feature of tonsils. The other structure is lymph node. This is the lymph node. وقلنا lymph node من ضمن السكندري. إذن شنو أكو؟ إذن أكو aggregation of lymphatic nodule. Aggregation of lymphatic nodule. Capsulated lymph node. أكو afferent و efferent lymphatic vessel enter the capsule. الافرنت من الكونكيف بارت، والافرنت يطلع من الهلم، منطقة هنا اسمها الهلم. The lymph nodes divided into outer layer اللي هي الكورتكس اللي represent the arrangement of aggregated lymphocyte. This is lymphatic nodule. Aggregation of lymphatic nodule. This is the lymphatic nodule. Outer layer marginal zone surround the germinal center اللي يكون more lighter. This is the medullae of the lymphatic nodes, which is consists of medullary cord and medullary sinuses. In between there is a layer. In between the cortex and medullae there is a layer called paracortex. Paracortex. At the end of the lymphatic nodule to the medullae when the medullary cord and sinuses appear. This layer اللي هنا مبينة زرقاء فاتحة هي الباراكورتكس. Histologically, this is the lymphatic lymph node. Lymph node consists of aggregation of lymphatic nodule. Lymphatic nodule. This is the cortex layer. Till here. Aggregation of lymphatic nodule. Surrounded by a capsule. Capsule هو connective tissue. The underlying layer is the cortex. Cortex consists of aggregation of lymphatic nodule. This is the more light layer called the medullae. Consists of the cord of cells اللي هي medullary cord. The space between them called sinuses, medullary sinuses. In between there is a paracortex. This layer is paracortex between the cortex, lymphatic nodule, and the medullary cord and medullary sinuses. And finally, the spleen. The spleen is the secondary lymphoid structure. Therefore, there is a lymphatic nodule here. This is the lymphatic nodule. The lymphatic nodule in spleen represent the white bulb. هنا ماكو لا cortex ولا medullae. اكو white bulb واكو red bulb. white bulb represent the lymphatic nodule. Embedded in the red bulb, this is the red bulb, consists of splenic cord and splenic sinuses. Red bulb, splenic cord and splenic sinuses, while the white bulb represent the lymphatic nodule. Lymphatic nodule. The main histological feature in spleen is the central arteriole. This is the central arterioles. Central arteriole, located in the marginal zone of the lymphatic nodule. Central arteriole in the marginal zone of lymphatic nodule, that is represent the white bulb. White bulb embedded in the red bulb, that represented by a splenic cord and splenic sinuses. This is the central arteriole and marginal zone of lymphatic nodule that is located or surrounded by a red bulb that represent the splenic cord and splenic sinuses. And thank you for listening.